Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Monday the 22nd of April 2024. So following the bombing overnight, Friday saw the markets recover and move to the upside. It was ignored, which it has done with the Ukraine and also Israel-Hamas incident as well. So no surprise there, and the headlines ended up being something completely different. Tech woes hit stocks while bonds and oil chopped to geopolitics. And a very ugly week for the Nasdaq, a terrible week for semiconductors. So completely ignored. Saturday we saw more bombing, but it's gone quiet at the moment. Economic news this week, it's a very bland, boring week. It's all about flash news, durable goods, and GDP for the UK. For the US, we had ours last week. And core PCE news, so not a great deal. Today, Lagarde's out at 4:30 p.m, so no news. The market's got to make up its own mind and its own direction. Let's kick off, have a look at the market, start with the Dow, work our way through to the metals, and see how the market reacted to post-bombing during Friday's trading session. So we can see on Friday the Dow was down, but that was overnight with the bombing, and then the market was brought back. So let's look at this in more detail. There you can see the overnight bombing, and then we kicked off the session, the electronic market being brought, bringing prices to the upside, and then also this continuing all the way through overnight as well. Prices continue to move higher than the close and not too far off the high, with the averages 200, 50 EMA, 20 bar and 5 all being in the right order as well. And so you can expect, given there's no economic news, major ones that is, no CPI, no FOMC, no non-farm payrolls, so markets are free to move higher. In the German DAX, similar picture, the market coming off the lows that were created overnight. As you can see there, we had the fall off, and then we opened up and off we went, and then it just remained steady for the trading session. Overnight the markets are higher, and they're also trading above the high of Friday's high as well. And you can see prices there above the averages. The only thing is the 50 and the 20 are just below the 200. They need to get back above, but then we have seen a big sell-off for this market, so it's going to take a moment or two to do this, but heading in the right direction nonetheless. S&P 500, similar picture, the market coming back to the 89% retracement. Still needs to get back above the 5,000 level though. I'm sure that will be a piece of cake during this week, given the markets have no major economic news. It's going to have to rely on geopolitical news if it wants to sell off, and if not, then it will be free to continue to move to the upside, just like we saw during Friday's recovery following the overnight bombing there. Friday, unlike the other markets though, the S&P did pull back a bit there and actually traded below the critical level of 5,000, major psychological level for the S&P. However, prices are back above the DP, which is a bullish indication overnight, and again, wouldn't take too much to move prices up sufficiently to get back above the high and also maintain prices above the 5,000 level. Meanwhile, in the FT 100, again, you're seeing a lot of buying in the markets during Friday to bring these prices back to the upside and up on the overnight as well. So we've got early hours of Friday morning sell-off, market consolidates, which you see there, and then we move up with the Dow in the afternoon, and we're already on the overnight session above the high and the close. So very strong for the FT 100 there to get back to its all-time high as well. In the US dollar, this has been sideways for the last few trading sessions and also having a bit of an effect on the metals as well. They've been sold off overnight, so let's have a look at those as well. So starting off with silver, you can see the low being taken out. The key here is to get it below $28, then we can send it all the way back down to 25. We'll see how much demand there is, this being the case during this week. If we have no sort of war news or anything like that, this market is going to get pummeled to the downside, and you can see they've already taken advantage of this overnight, and again it's already come back down and tested this level and is struggling. So there is weakness around. They're going to do what they can to get this market back down to around the 25 level, especially now we've broken 28. That was a major level. As you saw last week, the market was holding at this level, but no longer. So again, No surprise there for me. They'll do whatever they can to get the market down. In the gold market, exactly the same. The market continuing to move to the downside there. And 30-minute charts, you can see the sell-off overnight as well. Again, no surprise. They need to get the price of gold and silver down, so any opportunity is going to be used. And this week, like I say, there's no major economic news, barring a black swan event. They will have the ideal opportunity to send the price much lower. So a quick look at the gold-silver ratio, and this says it all. Already moving it to the upside. Just saw it spike to the upside there, even as we clicked onto the chart. So we're trying to get back this market to the 92 level. They can achieve that in no time whatsoever if you can slam the price of silver down a couple of dollars per day. We'll just have to wait and see whether they have an appetite to do this, and if there's anybody around to actually buy this up, because there is definitely some underlying fundamentals where there is a supply issue, but it doesn't make any difference when you have full control of the COMEX, the LBMA, using derivatives in order to smash the price and keep it suppressed. Quick look at Friday's trading session, and we'll finish off with a look at the overnight market as well. So Friday's session, the market started off sideways, and that's more or less set the tone. We had the economic news there, which I can't remember what it was for Friday. Let me just remind myself and have a quick look. It's always interesting just to make sure we know what it was. Friday was retail sales, I thought it was. So we saw the retail sales come out there, market moving back up to the 200 MA, and then we got into the main session in just a moment, obviously using this to bring prices back up to Thursday's low. We then kicked off with a scalp trade, and then the market had started to trade sideways, which is about right given the bombing overnight and the shakeout. We then had a couple of sells to the downside there, and again, as soon as the market came back, it was a case of getting out, because you just didn't know what was going to happen during the session given the news the previous night. We then had another move to the upside, and then we got to the S1, and then the market ran out of steam. We had a potential sell there, but you can see the market put a straight reversal as soon as it filled, and that's classic during this sort of news. We saw it with Ukraine, and in October with Israel. Move the market to the downside and whip it straight back, and that's exactly what they did there. But then they sent it back down. It was just to wrong foot everybody during the Friday, and you can see how volatile it is, because we're having buy and sell signals on both sides, and then one side being hit. And again, you're doing exactly the same thing. Any opportunity to bring the market back very quickly following any sign of potential weakness there. We then traded sideways throughout the mid-morning and pre-Dow session. Market there in that range, and then we got to the low. The market came back. We had a buy signal to the upside, which was filled, and the market then moving back up and then coming back towards the close, and then stuck in a sideways range, as you can see there, and the sell signal not being filled, back down towards the low. So the market managing to get above the low, and moving with the Dow there. Another potential sell signal there, but the market stopping that one out before it was filled, and then the market coming up and just managing to hit the scalp there as it went into the late afternoon trading session there. So have a quick look at the overnight prices, see what they're doing. And there you can see that we've been moving to the upside, already above the high we've already seen. Quick look at the daily chart again. You can see that we climbed back out of the bad news during the early hours of Friday morning and during the day. And overnight, the price is, like I say, already above the high, so we're off to a good start there. If the market does sell off initially, watch the high for support, because then the market will be free to move back to the upside and take out the high that it's already made overnight, which I suspect is the high that we're looking at to the left here. Let's just see if we can find it. So that would be the overnight high that the market made at 10 minutes to 1. So there we go. That's the picture. So watch that level there at 17,833 as well, if the market moves back to this level. It's already filled the gap, which you can see there as well. Okay, that's it for this one. Like I say, there's no news today. Market's going to have to make its own direction. Barring any bad news, market's going to be sideways to higher. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next